Let's Cook comes to you compliments Dutch Lady Milk and Maggie products.
At Dutch Lady, we give you delicious and nutritious milk. We make sure our milk is filled with essential nutrients, calcium, vitamins, and protein. Dutch Lady gives everyone in the family a strong start to the day. Keep your family healthy and happy. Dutch Lady, building strong families since 1871.
Distributed by Hubbard's Agencies, Kirani James Boulevard, St. George's.
Well, it's not every day we get to do this. Know that well, not the carnival. There's no carnival this year, actually. But now that the quarantine, we've gotten used to being inside. Today, we find ourselves on the outside. Where are we? On a 50-foot mega yacht at the Prickly Bay. And believe me, we're about to have ourselves some fun. Welcome to the first episode of Let's Cook. As I said to you in my opening, in the introduction, for we Caribbean people, food, sea, sun, that's what we know. But how well? What you like to eat, how can you prepare it? Well, don't ask me. I'm only good at consuming, as you can see. There, on the other side of the mic, there's a man that can tell you everything, and we're putting a good culinary spin on everything. This evening, our product of the evening is Dutch Lady, and the man creative chef, he's on the yacht, on the high seas, to tell us all about the creative. Take us through the product.
Excellent. So today, guys, welcome, creative chef here. It's all about Dutch Lady today. We representing all the different product brands. The milk, you get them in different sizes. There's the condensed milk, there's the powder milk. Also, there's milk, skim milk for those of you who looking, not too much milk you want to put on. And then we have here, of course, the full cream milk. Now, as we would know, there's a lot of uses for milk. And over the next few weeks, what we're going to be showing you is that the different uses of how we can utilize milk, and I'll be showing you a lot of creative ways that you can use milk home, not just for one crowd, but for everyone in the house. Today we about to head downstairs and I'm going to use this condensed milk that you see in here, and we're going to make one of our famous sea moss drink, right? So for the ingredients, what you would need to make this drink, we have our sea moss here, of course. Sea moss has 98 out of the 103 minerals that's needed for the body, right? So it's very healthy. We have our famous nutmeg, which is in a raw state, and of course we have the powder. Then we have a little bit of whipped cream that we're going to add to the top as well. We're using our condensed milk. We have some ice. We're going to combine all these ingredients together, and we're going to make our nice sea moss drink. First, guys, we want to have our blender here. Today, what I'm going to be using is a Cuisinart stick blender. The first thing that I want to do here is I'm going to add the sea moss. This is about 2 cups of sea moss in here. So I'm going to add the sea moss to the blender, right? And of course, guys, you know that sea moss is very, very rich. So you want to be careful and be mindful. Now, if you add too much and you find the drink is too thick, then you can always add some water. Then I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of condensed milk right into the ingredients. I'm going to grab my spoon here. All right, I'm going to stop it here. You could always add, guys, remember this. It's always important to remember that you could always add, but you cannot take away. All right, then I'm going to add some nutmeg, some ground nutmeg in here. Just a little bit. We're going to garnish with that as well. Then we have a little bit of vanilla essence that we're going to add to it as well. All right, guys? Pour a little bit of that in here. So it's just about a tablespoon of vanilla essence, and then of course I'm going to blend this all up. So you see that this is the consistency that you're looking for, nice and creamy. Notice that we didn't put no ice in there as yet, because we're going to chill this and then we're going to have it cold and nice, right? The ice, what the ice does sometimes when you blend it with ice, it defeats the purpose of the drink. It makes it a little bit watered down when you leave it on the fridge. So guys, remember, this is, you could add, for the guys, you could add Guinness to this to make it, you know, for the manly drink. Of course, for the ladies, you might want to add a little bit, but you could have this as is, and it's very nutritional, right? Remember, we use Dutch Lady milk, and we're going to taste it to make sure everything is on point. That's it right there. So we're going to pour these out, and then we're going to go have it up top.
Welcome back, Grenada, to this, the first edition of Let's Cook. Nothing spells good fun, clean fun, more than being out on the high seas with some really great friends. Yeah, and of course we are, as we could you remind you, where the protocol is in place, social distancing. But we're having fun as a man creative chef. It's the first episode of Let's Cook. Enough for me. Straight to kitchen, where the man creative is about to rustle up one of his favorite little chicken snacks.
Right, so the first thing that we do, we add a little bit of oil to the pot. We allow this oil to get hot. We want it to get at just about 175 degrees in temperature. And we have here, what I made here is my famous cigar. So you could have a little, in the quarantine, a little cigar. We're gonna allow the oil to get hot. Remember, anytime you're frying, you need to have your grease-proof paper to absorb the oil when you finish frying. So you wanna have that ready before you get your oil hot, right? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to test the oil a little bit. Just take a little water and just make sure, see how far the oil is. You could try a little flour as well, just to test it to see. Once it starts bubbling, then you know your oil is hot. Now we're getting a little bit of bubble, but not as much, so we need to give it a couple more seconds that it gets really hot, so we could have these guys golden brown. Guys, when you're in the kitchen, just bear in mind, always practice sanitation. Make sure you wash your hands, especially in this COVID time. Wash your hands, get a clean dry towel. The same towel that you cleaning your hands with should not be the towel that you wiping down your surfaces with. So 2 separate towels, guys, and just have that ready. Today what we have a little, I'm using disposable tissue, so you could always use these as well, or paper towel. So as you use, you get rid of them one time. One use, that's it. Right, so we here just testing, just to make sure. Be careful, guys, when you're doing this. This is just a little test. But as you can tell, the oil is just about right. So we're going to go ahead and drop these in. All right. You don't want to overput them. You want them to cook evenly. So you want to take your time and place them in one by one, which would allow it not to stick. And you want to fry them until they're golden brown. So I'm just moving them around a bit, making sure that they're not sticking together. The disadvantage of adding them in the pot all at once is that they stick together, and then all your work would go down the drain, and we don't want that to be happening, especially in this kind of hard economic time where you would have gone through a lot of prep and your groceries just go down the drain by a simple mistake. Just allowing it to get hot, really nice and hot. And these are all made from scratch, guys. It's one of my signature dishes that I use from time to time on different menus, sometimes in snack boxes as well. And of course, as we start in this show, what a way to start with our signature dish. So as you can see, I'm constantly moving them around. That way we could get all the cigar evenly coated and all of them cooked evenly as well. So we're not going to have one black on one side and then the other is brown. We want everything to be looking the same. So guys, in the cigar, what I have, as I said, is one of my signature dishes. But you could use, it's similar to that of spring roll. You could use flour tortilla, and then you could use any kind of your, if you have friends over, you could use any of your, you could use chicken in there, you could use vegetables in there, any leftovers that you might have if you have home, like you cook chicken and maybe barbecue as well. And what I call it, it's called cigars because of the cylindrical shape that it has, right? And then you would hold it like a cigar because it's shaped like a cigar and it's going to turn like a cigar with the right color, right? You could use this, guys. This could be used for the kids. There's not too much spice in it. It's local grounded beef that I use. All the ingredients is local. It could use for adults. You could use for snack boxes. You could use it for lunch. You could have it for dinner as well. It's the perfect snack for almost any time of the day. And it's super easy to prepare.
Chef, while you're at it, I don't want you to take away from what you're doing, but of course, we live in an era where there are persons that's a bit health conscious. So for the vegetarians, I mean, what's the alternative?
Absolutely. So for the vegetarians, what we do a nice, what we call a turmeric influence, whereby we use the local saffron with your nice little potatoes that you would use for your roti and all that, and you would season it up with your local veg. So a little bit of pumpkin. You don't want to use too much of pumpkin because the pumpkin, no, what happens when you cook pumpkin, the pumpkin would tend to disintegrate and make a lot of water. So what you would use more strong vegetables like carrots that, you know, would not retain so much water, and you could incorporate that for the vegan and vegetarian people, right? Also, you would want to use your local stuff like your spinach as well. You season with your salt and pepper. What I'm into is actually from farm to table, more or less. So all the ingredients, or most of the ingredients that I would use, is from farm to table, right? As we go along, I would bring you guys to the farm as well, where we do a little bit of farming, so you would see a little background of what we do. Everything we do is from scratch, so you appreciate it more. Your flavors is on point, taste is on point. It's more from the heart. It's from Grenada. So once you taste it, you could tell the levels of flavor. It's not just, you just take some ingredients and you put together, right? Let me not forget about these because they're going golden brown and we need to take them out, right? So guys, as you can see, this is a nice golden brown. It's almost like a little like my complexion. I'm not saying I'm golden, but not far from. And we're going to just remove these from the oil. We allow them to drain and then we're going to have them. Now the reason why I'm using a fork and not a thong is because not every household in Grenada that has a thong at home. So you just take your time when you're taking it out. Be careful and be mindful that the oil is very hot. So you want your kids, if your kids are partaking in this venture of the cooking, just keep them away from the frying and keep them away from the heat, right? So as you can see, we have our nice cigars here and we are going to head up on the deck to have that with our nice sea moss as well. Welcome back. We here, this is your boy Creative Chef as well, and we here at Spicel Adventure Tours. We on the boat actually. For most of you that will be following in social media, you know this is one of the prominent vessels that we work on the island of Grenada. It's luxurious, and we here about to finish our first drink with our sea moss, our famous sea moss. So what I did, I just garnished the glass with a little bit of chocolate. You can get your chocolate from Juve. You melt your chocolate down from Juve or Diamond Chocolate Factory. I just choose to use a little bit from Juve, right? And I'm about to finish the drink. I'm pouring from the blender now, our sea moss drink, right? I like to pour it first and then I'm going to add a little ice and give it a stir, right? So we pour it here, first glass or second glass right over here. Right, here we have it. I'm going to add a little ice now to our drink. You know, some people say you add it first. Sometimes I add it after, once you know how you take it into consideration, right? Just give that a quick little stir in the bottom. Quick little stir as well. All right. Then guys, we're going to garnish with a little bit of nutmeg just to the top. A little bit of nutmeg just to the top. Then of course we can't forget our nutmeg mace, which is going to make it look nice and fancy. Oh, look at that. Wow. Right? And then of course we're going to finish that with our straw. And there we have it, guys. Our famous sea moss drink. Remember, guys, it's all about Dutch Lady. We use the milk. Today the milk that we use was the condensed milk. We use the condensed milk, as you can see, and the recipe will be available for you guys to follow as well. Now, what we use today could serve almost about 4 to 6 people based on the consistency that you would like. So it's perfect to use at home. It's inexpensive. When you use it, you could put it on the fridge. As you know, sea moss, you could put it on the fridge. It could hold for about 7 days roughly. And of course, sometimes when you put it on the fridge, it will coagulate a little bit more. However, what you want to do, you could always reblend it and have it. And of course, there's no alcohol in this, so it's safe for the kids, it's safe for the elders, it's packed with nutrients, it's packed with all these nice good stuff. Now, for the people that are lactose intolerant, you could have your sea moss without milk as well. You know, just you could blend it like that and just sweeten it with a little bit of sugar, and you're good to go just the same way, right? So we're gonna head up on top now with our snacks, of course, and with our drink, and we're gonna have a nice little talk and let you guys know of all the beautiful things that we have in store for you.
At Dutch Lady, we give you delicious and nutritious milk. We make sure our milk is filled with essential nutrients, calcium, vitamins, and protein. Dutch Lady gives everyone in the family a strong start to the day. Keep your family healthy and happy. Dutch Lady, building strong families since 1871.
Distributed by Hubbard's Agencies, Kirani James Boulevard, St. George's.
So we are approaching the top of the deck. We are going to sit down and have a nice little chat of what we did here today. So I'm just going to thank you very much, sir. Just going to present it right here.
Folks, it's the man creator chef, as we say to you. We down here in Prickly Bay. And how often do you get the luxury of hanging with some good friends on a 50-foot, not a yacht, a yacht?
A yacht?
It's a yacht.
Oh man,
That's what happens. I've been quarantined for a while.
That's what is it, and we keeping our distance.
We keeping our
for
distance.
sure.
Yeah, we're keeping our distance. Mike is on the camera. Is on the camera. We got a captain. In just a bit, we're gonna make a little cruise. But
yeah, of course.
This is the first first episode.
Right.
And the whole idea, creative, is to highlight and show in people how to use what is at home, and of course you can enjoy the experience of, let's say, going to a fancy restaurant.
Definitely.
Or something.
Definitely.
Have the same experience.
Definitely.
So we had our rules. We have our dip here.
Right.
But of course our dip was already came pre-packaged.
Right.
But for the purpose of folks that's at home,
Right.
they have the luxury of making that dip from scratch.
Absolutely. So if you're at home, let's say you're at home and you know this is especially this hard economic time in this coronavirus time, as COVID-19 would have been swiping us out left, right, and center, and you have basic ingredients. I think every household would have had or would have ketchup at home. So you could take a nice little ketchup, maybe let's say a half cup of ketchup. You mix it with a little bit of mayo, and then you put a little bit of pepper sauce in there to your fancy. And you want to stir your drink too, JC. And make sure you stir it all in. Right, so you want to mix a little bit of mayo with some ketchup and a little bit of pepper sauce, and that could go good with your rolls as well, the cigar, with the recipe that I just showed you guys, right? It's inexpensive. You could whip it up. For most of you that like fruity stuff, you could also blend a little pineapple in there, give it a little tanginess to it. For the people that don't like any heat at all, you could have a nice little herb mayo as well. So you take your little herbs, chop up your chive and thyme, and put it in as well with your mayo to flavor it up, right? And then once you add that secret ingredients, which I'm about to give you, in your food, then it's a game over.
So it's no longer a secret, then, right?
Well, no, I'm going to tell you what it is.
But me or all
I'm telling the whole of Grenada.
Tell us the secret.
No, the secret in cooking is love.
Okay.
It's love. It's love.
Okay.
It's love. You have to love what you're doing. Because if you just go into it, some people, I know a lot of people out there, they don't like the kitchen. For me, it's different. I'm in the kitchen every day, all day, almost all the time. However, once you put a little love into it, you take your time and you season as you go along. You know, you don't want to dump all your salt in there, you know, because you could add, but you can't take out.
And how you did make mention of that initially, as you cook, you can add ingredients.
Right.
But it's difficult once it is in
To take it out.
It already changes the flavor.
Definitely, definitely. So what you want to do, you wanna add, and especially in this kind of time, guys, we want to move towards you know, healthier choices, better eating, and all that. So what you want to do is, you know, add a little bit of salt. You taste. You add a little bit more. You taste again. Don't just add all at once and then you count the pot.
Right.
Right. Especially for your drinks as well, like what we're gonna have now. You add, and you balance the flavors. It's like love.
A point you made initially, but adding, blending the ice. There's a challenge normally I have with it.
Right.
Because the ice is in it, and you sit your drink down, it loses the consistency.
That's
It
it.
gets a little bit watery. But this, chill enough, and you could always put additional ice.
That's it.
For the chilling purposes. But it has not lost the texture.
No.
It has lost.
No.
It has
And then
lost.
and what you want to do is just constantly keep stirring it. Now if you want, because it might be for some people, as I said, with the condensed milk it might be a little bit too sweet. Right? So you could use regular milk, as you know, Dutch Lady we're using for today, and you can add your sugar gradually. So it comes to the consistency that you appreciate, as opposed to just using condensed milk and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is too sweet, you have to add water. Then the sea moss is not as thick, it's watered down.
Outside of the Dutch Lady, which of course is our milk of the day, there are persons who, of course, they can go to Harvest just the same. And there's other lines of products of persons that, as you said, that doesn't have a tolerance for
Absolutely, for milk.
For milk.
Definitely.
There are other products, of course, that
For sure,
they can use.
for sure. Like the almond milk, of course. There's soy milk, of course.
Right.
You could use all these substitutes. You could not use milk at all, and you're perfect as well, right?
Does it compromise the quality though?
What I would say, in all honesty, yes and no. Yes and no, because the condensed milk gives it body. Obviously, the milk has protein, calcium, all that richness in it, and so the quality is going to be a richer quality. Now, if you don't use milk, the quality is going to be a little less, but it's a little bit healthier,
Okay.
right?
Striking the balance. All about striking the balance.
Right. But as I said, once you mix it with sea moss has all that nice minerals and stuff, and you don't add too much milk, you're good to go. Good to go.
You're good to go. I've got my sea moss. I've got my dip. I mean, how else do you? And of course, the rule applies.
It's a cigar. You gotta.
It's a cigar,
So you hold it between your fingers.
and there's no double dipping. Maybe not if you're home.
Not if you're
If
home.
you're home, I mean, you could dip.
You could dip, yeah. But for today, we're not double dipping.
But I mean, one of the things that you want to encourage persons, because it's also about educating individuals. So you go to a cocktail, you find yourself, of course you have the experience. Take us through, so at least you can educate a person. You go to a cocktail, you have a few cigars, you have a dip. Let's give us some of the rules.
Well,
I've heard about double dipping. What is that?
double dipping, you don't want to bite and then dip in the sauce again when you're sharing food. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. It's unsanitary. It's not good to do. You could, cross-contamination could happen there, because sometimes not everybody that eats, sometimes while I bite, I drop it all down and then I want to dip again, and that's not good.
But there's no double dipping.
No double dipping.
I mean, if you want to double dip, you can enjoy that luxury at home.
Do that at home.
Friends,
Yeah,
immediate
for sure.
friends, and your family.
Definitely.
Your family.
But what we recommend, you have a little sauce, or every individual item that we created here today would have their own little drizzle of sauce on the top. So then you eat, you savor, you eat.
In terms
That's
of
it.
this, if they talk about making homemade sauces, and the dips, but I'm thinking maybe a little tamarind sauce,
Of course.
nice little mango, all that fits in well.
Of course. Once the fruits are in, the main thing that you want to do, you could mango as well, especially the mango. Sometimes we look down on the Cali mango. We have mango spotting all over the place. You could take those, you juice it. It's a bit messy process. You juice it and you could preserve it, add your preservatives to it, and you can make sauces with that as well. You can add that to a little bit of mayo, so you're getting a nice little mango mayo, you know, and you're making a lot of different creative ways at home. There's a lot of things you could do at home. It's beautiful. They're giving you the same experience that you're looking for if you go.
There are a lot of things you can do at home, Brennan, and there's a lot of things you can do. Enjoy being on the high seas on a 50-foot luxury yacht. I mean, you see, these are my loyal subjects. I have them here, captain, crew, keep them there. Up front, and that's his name left me. Our in-house. Normally, if you watch the late night show, you get Kevin Hart.
Right.
Of course, on the luxury yacht, we have our own in-house comedian. Keeps you laughing all the seat. He's even represented for one of those toothpaste companies. Yeah. Anyway, folks, time flies while you're having fun. Creative, we are going to be back next week, though. We're not sure where we're going to be, but we know we're going to be on TV.
Of course.
This evening, of course, we featured Dutch Lady.
Yep.
In our CMOS, made all local. Give people a sense as to going forward, where they can see the show, boy.
Well, this show is it's all about let's cook, and we're going to be cooking in many different locations. We're going to be doing we want to do a full mix of things, so we have a general knowledge. After this program, you could say, yes, I know how to make this, yes, I know how to make that. We're going to be going from we are the south of the island right now. We're going to be going all the way to the north of the island, and we're going to be going through a series of things, different procedures. We're going to be outdoors as well. We're going to be cooking in the outside oven.
Yeah.
The outside oven. We want to make some bakes in the outside oven as well.
Can we cut and go back and show?
You know, so there's a lot in store, there's a lot to come, and we want to have fun with this, right? We want to have fun with this. Any comments or concerns you have, they could always, you know, shoot a message through you, call GBN, me directly.
Cooking should be fun.
Definitely.
You said it's all about love.
Definitely.
And you've always heard your parents saying you put two cooks in the kitchen, give them the same ingredients, they got the same time, you watch them cooking together, and when they finish, a different experience altogether.
Yep.
A different experience. Anyway, Grenada, it's your boy JC out here on the south of the island, Prickly Bay Harbor, with my boy, the creative chef. We're here having fun. It's the first edition of Let's Cook, and certainly, as creative chef says, the next couple of weeks we'll be going through, hovering through the island, and truly getting connected with our culinary signs. We say one thing as Caribbean people, we enjoy sand, sea, sun, and a whole lot of fun. Even more fun when you're creative and you're on a 50-foot yacht.
Definitely.
Of Prickly Bay.
I
It's your boy JC. Peace and love to you. That's my homeboy.
I finished my drink.
It was a race?
It was a race.
Well, this week, I take second place. Peace and love. We see you next week, folks. Have a great one.
Take care.
Only on Spice Isle Adventure Luxury Boat Tours. #1.
Let's Cook was brought to you compliments Dutch Lady Milk and Maggie.